What up, unicorns? Eric Abram here, and welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about interview questions and the type of questions you should be asking within a UX design interview, whether it be the first, second, or third one, whatever. You can use these questions anywhere. And be honest with you, these are questions that I personally use. There's some questions here that I probably need to update, but I'm just going to give you the lowdown on the type of questions that I ask an interviewee, to kind of understand more about the role, more about the team, more about the company, and also just more about management, product, and those different type of things. Because I really just want to understand the landscape of it all and trying to understand, what's the working dynamics with, product, things like that. So let's get into this. So here's some of the questions that I initially ask. I've actually had these things broken down. I have like the main questions where I'm trying to understand about, about the actual manager, the person I'm interviewing with, and also a little bit about the role. And also broken down, like I have questions about like related to the team, I have questions related to the company. I'm just gonna read these off right here. So my first question I always ask is like, what is your management philosophy? Like I kind of want to know what type of management style do they have? I say philosophy, like are they a coach? Are they a player's coach? Are they more of like, a leader type of, lead by example type of manager? Or what's another one that people always say? Empathetic, or what is it? I cannot remember. It's like on the tip of my tongue. Subservient. Yes. Are they like a subservient type of leader where they like kind of serve their employees? So I just want to know their management philosophy based on those type of things, because I also have a management style too, and I just want to see if we're going to be kind of compatible with like what I'm looking for or what I'm used to, because I don't want a micromanager, and also just want somebody like, hey, if I go off and do my own thing, are you going to be like, are you going to be on me or hounding me about different things? So that's what I would really kind of want to understand. Another question that I ask is, what is the most challenging part about being a leader in a design team, on a design team? I just kind of want to understand, like from their perspective, what are some challenges that they're probably going through, and maybe I can even help with those situations, whether it be example of team camaraderie, or making sure that everybody's on the same page. I kind of want to figure out how can I step in and help them and solve those type of issues by bringing in experiences that I've had from other jobs. Another one is like, how do you minimize burnout on your team? Again, I'm just trying to understand, is this like a really crazy culture? Does it have good work-life balance? Like, are our current employees like really upset? Are they fed up? Are they just burnt out and overwhelmed with the type of work that they're doing? I just kind of want to know. They're probably not going to give me like a true definitive answer or really like go into like the details of things, but I just want to just kind of know that. Another one is like, this is pretty standard. Like, what is the day-to-day responsibilities of a person in this role? Like, what does this role look like from day to day? Can you give me a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day kind of view into what this role is? And I just want to hear from their perspective what that means, like what designers that they're looking for, and do I actually have some of those skills that they're even bringing up? Or if they say like, oh, we're looking for a designer, you're gonna be coding. I'm like, well, I don't do that, so that's a no. But like somebody like really good at visual design, really good at research, like that's where I come into play. That's where I can help out the most. So I just want to know day-to-day responsibilities. As any role, you kind of want to know that, just to kind of understand what you're getting yourself into. So it's definitely super helpful. So that's sort of like answering questions about like the manager, the role. So let's break it down, like the team type of question that I would ask. So like, for the team type of questions, I would ask them like this, where is the design team the strongest, and where are they the weakest? And I hate saying the word weakest, so I always say like, what areas do they need improvement on, or what areas they can get better at? I just kind of want to know like what skill sets can I bring to the team to really help level up these individuals? And also just want to understand, like, what are some gaps in the team that could really need some work, where they say like, oh, we're really good at research, but we're pretty weak in the visual design aspect of things. I'm like, oh, well, okay, I can come in and help with that aspect of it. Or they're really good at the visual design, but they really lack the capabilities of doing like usability testing. I'm like, okay, cool, that's something I can put in my mind and say, oh, I can come and help them with that as well. So that's kind of what you want to gauge. You want to ask that question to try to gauge like where they're the strongest and where they're the weakest, and can you help enhance the strong capabilities and also try to bump up the weaknesses that they have, and can your skill sets really help with that? Another one that I would ask too is what part of the design process does the team spend the most time on? Like, this is really gonna help you understand, like, I'm not gonna say kind of the UX maturity in a way, and try to understand where they spend most of their time on. So if you go to an organization that says like, yeah, we spend a lot of time on really understanding the user, gathering research, doing interviews and things like that, the more upfront and heavy trying to understand the problem, like that's good. That's really good. So you can kind of gauge like what kind of work you're going to be doing a lot just within the org. Another one is like, let's say they say we spend a lot of time on visual design and colors and typography and things like that. And you're thinking, well, that's cool and all, but there's a gap that's being missed. There's the upfront stuff, the research, the usability testing of like, whatever they say, you can kind of gauge whether or not they're really UX focused or more just visual design focused on like the lower level stuff, like basically the icing on top of the cake. They really focus on the very top, the sweet part, but not really focusing on the actual cake and what it takes to have a good foundation. So you ask that question to try to gauge that. Another one I would ask, what are some challenges that the team is facing today? That kind of goes into like the weakness, things like that. So you could probably, interchange those two, but you probably get the same type of answer or result. Another one I ask is like, how do you all collaborate? I want to know if like, if you're in person, what are we doing? Like, are you guys going to a boardroom? Are you guys, going crazy on like a whiteboard? Or are we doing workshops? Or I just want to understand how you all collaborate together, like how you all work together. And whatever the kind of answer is, I kind of understand whether or not they're going to be siloed or not. Because collaboration is super big when it comes to UX, and you got to be able to work with others and really, bounce ideas off each other. So I just want to know how they collaborate as a team. Another thing that I would also look at is, what resources do you have in place to help designers get better? As a team, you just want to get better. Like any team, like a football team, like the quarterback's gonna keep practicing and developing new skills, the same as the running backs, wide receiver, etc. And so you want to know like what are some resources in place that the business has where you can learn and really level up your design abilities. Whether that they have like a LinkedIn learning type of deal, a contract, or a Udemy, or they offer some sort of coaching or an internal mentorship program. Like, I kind of want to know, how can I get better, within the company? Like, what are some tools that you guys are bringing to the table to really help designers, reach their top capabilities? And so I've always asked that type of question for sure. Another one is like, these are more questions about like the company type of deal. So how does UX contribute strategically to the company's success? This will help. This question here will let you know whether UX maturity is. Some companies, they look at UX as like an afterthought, like they've already figured it out, they talk to dev, whatever, you just come in and like, oh, we'll just design it, versus a company that's like really bringing in design early into the process to really help answer those questions, to really think about the user perspective. So you kind of want to ask that question to kind of gauge how that company is kind of led. Is it design led? Is it sales led? Is it marketing led? Like you kind of got to gauge what that is, because each one of those has a different goal that they're trying to reach, and you got to understand how does UX fit into that type of mental model that those companies have. Oh yeah, what are some areas of opportunity? So like you want to know, like, is there going to be some sort of, is there an advancement model? Is there a way for me to go from junior to senior, senior to lead to principal, principal to director, or whatever? Like, what is the path? Like, that's a good question to ask too, is like, what is the, path for, moving up the ladder? Is there a program in place to really help designers go from point A to point Z? Because we all don't want to just stay stagnant, right? We want to be able to move up the ladder and make a name for ourselves and become like a top, IC or an executive or manager or whatever. Like, we need to understand how to get there, right? People say, like, because you see people already there, and you're like, well, how did you get there? And what are some things that you did? And so, like, did they come in with previous experience from other companies, or does the company have like an internal process that they put people through, like a management track or a principal track or something? What sort of tracks are there from where I'm at to up here? How do I get up here, right? And what are the steps I gotta take to reach that? But anyways, guys, that's the video. That's pretty much it. This is some of the questions that I ask whenever I go for an interview to kind of understand about the person I'm interviewing with, the team, the company, the role, the education part, the mentorship part of things, like how can I move up the ladder, etc. So this is some good questions for you guys to run off and use, modify it, change it, make it you, make it, and also, like, you can make them towards the company you're working for or you're trying to work for, like geared towards them. So you can just have like a notes document or Notion and put like company A, these are the type of questions I want to ask. If you have another interview, company B, etc. And also just make sure you actually research the company first, so you can ask really specific questions, or really look at their application, whatever, so you can really ask like specific questions, so that way they kind of understand, like, oh, this person kind of knows what we're doing in the space that we're in. They kind of, whatever. But anyways, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you go to uglyunicorns.com. I'm doing coaching again, so make sure you sign up. I've been doing a few here and there, but haven't really talked about it as much. But I'm done doing coaching again, so make sure you go there if you want to get a portfolio review, whiteboard challenge, or you just have some general questions about how you can, enhance something or make yourself better at whatever. Also, too, don't forget, Ugly Unicorns, we are a channel sponsor, Springboard. So make sure you check out Springboard as well. You can use code Ugly Unicorns SB1000 to get $1,000 off your course at Springboard. Doesn't matter what course it is. So if you want to do UX design, you want to do UI design, you want to do data analytics, dev, whatever you want to do, check out Springboard. Click the link below. Go there, get your $1,000 off. Yes, please do that. But ultimately, if you don't do anything else, like the video. That's it, baby. Just like the video. That helps out a lot. You guys have no idea. But anyways, guys, that's the video. And like I always say, man, don't just be a unicorn. Be an ugly unicorn. Peace.